parents that might be, wanting to make sure that that document, gets to the Avon school for screening time. And I think one thing you wanted to let people know here is that you're available. That as the principal, Mrs. Little is here pretty much throughout the month of June.
Correct.
So if you have some parents who want to bring their child to Avon Fairless School and take a look at that neat playground and maybe talk about even things like Safety Town and that sort of thing, please let them know that Mrs. Little will be available throughout the month of June if they wish to call the school, pick up an appointment, and come and bring their child here to take a look around. Okay? Yes, ma'am.
How do we get information out about the accounts for our
through the parks? Through the parks, we usually we refer the parents to the Parks and Recreation website.
So through the Parks and Recreation website is how they find out about Safety Town.
I may have a couple.
Please, go ahead.
I just want to mention one thing that has also come up is the date completed is on here because it's just a snapshot of that child. And we realize that things will be very different if you do it now, if they have an early registration. But that's why that date's there. So they'll know that this is when it was done. It wasn't done a month ago, that type of thing. And we will be surveying the child care providers who participate in the pilot in the spring and the kindergarten teachers in October is what we're thinking, because we do want your feedback. This is a pilot, and we'd like it to be successful in the whole county eventually. So I just want to
Right, absolutely. This is a work in progress. We value your input, so again, that's why we did ask for information at sign-in, so we can have a survey, have you complete some survey questions for us, so we can keep building and improving on what we hope becomes maybe not only a county-wide tool, but who knows, maybe a statewide tool. We are having people from statewide organizations. It's catching on. They are asking about this, so you never know. We could be onto something really big here. Yes.
Is there any way we can get information that the parents maybe wouldn't have access to? Like, could the preschool say, like, Joey and Johnny should not be in a class together? Like how they would have good information for us when the school year starts, but it may not be something they want the parents to see.
Right.
Is there any way to get?
Well, the only thing I could maybe, say you could use is we'll have their contact information on there, so we could call them or email them and get that kind of information.
Well, the point of this meeting is really to do just what you just said. It is to connect you with the preschool teachers and directors that are in this room, or kindergarten teachers for those preschool teachers and directors, so that that very thing can happen. And what happens when a child comes and they came from Cornerstone, or where they came from, but you didn't get any information? You can actually contact that program and get some information as long as the parents signed off on it. Like Vicki mentioned before, a lot of times they will complete the form with you, have it all ready, you've made your copy, they've taken it already, and they forget, or it gets lost. So it's certainly something that for us, the point of this meeting is to network and to work together and to establish a better or smoother transition for these kids as they go into kindergarten.
Yes. But the information that we are allowed to share is only the information the parents have agreed for us to share.
And you can request additional information from that parent if in a discussion with the kindergarten teacher they've asked for it. You can actually make it a part of a parent-teacher conference, setting up meetings with them.
But we do need to have permission from the parent to share something like, we don't want these two children, or we don't think these two children should be together. So we're really careful what we share because of confidentiality.
What do you lose in confidentiality about sharing that information?
Just really careful.
Well, it's not a bad thing. I'm just curious what your perspective would be on that example.
That's how the information's used. I mean, everyone, we all know the law.
Right.
We all have to make sure that we're being prudent.
Right.
And that we're not violating any child's civil rights when it comes to placement in free public education.
And I can't imagine that you would get calls like that, though. I mean, I can't imagine that a school district would call a preschool program.
I mean, as an administrator, you have to be careful what you
Right.
share about your children with
Yep.
anyone.
Yep.
And
Right.
I would want to be really careful that you only share information that a parent
Would know about.
Because we'll have children that come here for special ed or come here for speech therapy, and it's great that we have communication, but it's got to be approved by the parent.
Yep.
You can open up that line of communication.
I understand, I know what you mean, and I guess just, exercising caution, and surely there are some things when it borders on maybe special education and so forth that it has been signed off and the parent knows it's being released. I guess, for practical purposes in Avon, though, those are, I mean, what you asked, Jody, I think that we have openly shared from grade level to grade level. Just
We share that with first grade teachers.
right, we do. Just so just so the
We
preschool
would just say,
world knows. Yeah.
please separate so-and-so and so-and-so.
We do that between threes and fours, you know.
Because
We know that we're three, but from the school, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, that's where it might get
Tricky. Right.
right.
Yeah, within us, I don't see an issue, but possibly from school to school.
Well, that's why we need your feedback, you see,
Right.
because you've just given us something real
Some food
critical
for
to
thought.
think about and for future consideration, so absolutely.
And then also, like, from your standpoint, there are 4 teachers in our school, and me being the administrator, should I be looking over what everybody's writing about the children before they pass it on to the parent? You know what I mean? So there's
Sure.
more
So
for
you know
me
what's
to
going
do.
on, what you know what's going on, and like anytime anybody says anything wrong, I have to say.
Right,
You know, so
right.
I know what my parents are reading.
60 of them.
I would agree with that. As a principal, I looked over slips, and I'm sure you do too, Mrs. Little, the things that teachers are checking off and so forth, and skill levels before it goes on to the receiving school. Yeah, yes, absolutely.
Sure. I have parents who will, as they put it, fly under the radar, they'll have their children in speech therapy or something outside of the system. They're concerned about their child being labeled. Issues. Have you guys found that you're getting any feedback from parents concerned that maybe information they don't want passed on is being passed on?
That's part of why we did the date, and it's just a snapshot. It's not to be an assessment, it's just to assist, it's just how this child is at that point in time, and we try not to make it an assessment. Exactly. That was, we discussed that quite a bit.
Assessment results. You don't want them?
Pardon?
It does ask to attach assessment results?
Well, those, I think, for children who are on IEP,
Yeah, I think it's
And attaching work samples or assessment.
Bottom middle.
Yes, it does. The intent was that you would actually complete this document with the parent. It would not be like you created it or they filled in their part, then you fill in yours and pass it on. The parent is actually responsible for passing it on. It is not meant for you to pass along. They're taking it for registration, set up with the school district they're going into, so they know everything you've talked about. It should be a meeting you set up with them and discuss. This is what I'm going to include, this writing sample, this picture, this, I'm going to put these in with here. Are you okay with that? They have total control over the process. It's not you doing it like without them. It actually requires their participation to go on.
So if you have a parent that's concerned about your child being labeled and you're putting something on there that might label them, then
They'll let you know. Well, they'll let you know, and you can make the changes that you need to make. It's a partnership you should already have with the parents that you're working with. And if you don't, this actually provides you a vehicle to start building those relationships.
Is Avon the only school system that's doing this right now?
No, there are, again, 4 districts that are piloting it this year: Elyria, Avon, Oberlin, and Keystone. And last year we had Amherst, and I think Joanna Barrett still wants to participate, so you could even toss Amherst in there. And the some of the work samples that I saw come through, it does not have to be elaborate, just a few pieces, some handwriting, maybe a picture that